Video games have always had a special place in my life. From sifting through PS1 demos when I was a kid, to The Witcher 3, which helped me go through a very tough time in my life. Gaming to me has always been more than just a hobby. It's been an escape from daily life, and even though I probably have more hours in games than I'd like to admit or think about, I don't know where I would be or how different I would be as a person if not for video games. They have given me joy, rage, sadness, and every emotion in between, and helped me just disconnect and not take life so seriously, even just for a moment. Lately though, it's getting harder and harder to do that with all the negativity surrounding it and all the mediocre games that keep getting released from the AAA industry. Everyone is different in what games you like to play and how much time you want or can dedicate to gaming. If you're just a casual gamer that plays on your console in the living room for 1 or maybe 2 hours a week if you get the time, or people who have made games into their job, either by making them, playing them in esports, or for entertainment for an audience. Games have a huge impact on a lot of us. Like everything else, the industry is constantly evolving, whether we like it or not, but it's pretty obvious it's been going downhill for some time now. I personally do think though that we have flatlined and will hopefully soon start going back up again. If you ask a bunch of people, chances are most of them will probably say that gaming as we know it today peaked around 2007 to 2013. Technology had matured to the point where developers could really get their vision on screen, and more people were getting into games. Even your mom probably played Candy Crush at some point. Hi mom. But with the rise of mobile games, things started to take a turn for the worse. Publishers and game developers took notice of the incredible amounts of money people were willing to pay in mobile games just to get a faster turn or a new color on your farm in heyday. It wouldn't take long until this trend found their way into console and PC games in the form of loot boxes and battle passes, skins and paid subscription models. In 2017, Star Wars Battlefront 2 faced significant backlash over its pay-to-win model, leading EA to rework the game's progression system entirely. It got even worse when microtransactions started appearing in single-player games, including Assassin's Creed and Middle-earth: Shadow of War, where players could buy in-game currency to speed up progression or unlock special items. This sparked debates about pay-to-win mechanics in games that already had a one-time purchase price. This constant reminder to purchase something more, whether it's for convenience, customization, or exclusive access, slowly chip away at the immersive experience for me. I miss when you could unlock something special just by exploring or completing a tough quest, instead of being pushed to open a store tab for more options. Games made out of passion is increasingly hard to find in the AAA industry, and paid cosmetics, DLCs and other types of monetization is just commonplace now to help pay for the insane cost of development. Examples like Spider-Man 2 cost over $300 million, Cyberpunk 2077 around $450 million, and Genshin Impact a whopping $900 million so far. This also includes marketing for said games though. It feels as though they've traded uniqueness for marketability. Games are now bigger and more visually impressive, with production budgets comparable to and sometimes exceeding blockbuster movies. But in the process, a certain sense of soul has been lost. That magic of exploration and the feeling of experiencing something truly crafted with care is there, don't get me wrong, but it's harder to find in the AAA space. As budgets have grown, so too have the risks associated with taking chances, and studios have become more inclined to play it safe. It's rare to see titles that truly take risks or break new ground because, for many studios, it's simply too costly to risk that level of innovation. Starfield was marketed as this huge space exploration game unlike anything seen before. This game is a perfect example of the fear of taking risks. The game is empty, shallow, and nothing like the Bethesda RPGs released before it. I had such high hopes for this game, being a huge fan of Elder Scrolls and Fallout. Instead of discovering intricate characters, becoming immersed in a complex universe, or finding those little details that show how much care went into the world building, I was left with a barren landscape, and I'm not the only one who felt this way. This isn't just a Starfield problem, it's a trend across the industry. Now, Bethesda games have never really been deep, but they are packed with things to do, and I personally love the freedom you have as a player. Now, I'm not gonna go too deep into Starfield, as that game has been covered to death on YouTube and everywhere, but I want to mention my absolute biggest issue with the game is how little your options matter. Have you noticed that you actually never really have any choice in the game? You get 4 to 5 options to respond in a conversation, but 3 of them are just different possibilities positive versions and the other two are just neutral. The game has already decided for you that you have to be this nice and likable person. I especially noticed this when meeting Vei Victus, where I thought, finally, someone interesting. But no, I had only options to tell him how a bad person is in just different ways. It's insane how little choice you have, and there's no way to play as an evil character, and there's never any big oh shit moments like nuking Megaton in Fallout 3 or the Institute in Fallout 4. You also cannot kill any named NPCs like you could in every Bethesda game before this. Hell, even in New Vegas you could literally kill every single NPC, including the main quest givers. Your companions will also yell at you non-stop if you do something or say something considered morally grey.
Alright. Out with it. What the hell is the matter with you?
Sure, there are some okay quests here and there, and some of them also present morally tough decisions, but they're in no way as impactful as the older games. While making this video, Bruce Nesmith, who left Bethesda in 2021, just said in an interview with Video Gamer, "I'm looking forward to Starfield 2. I think it's going to be one hell of a game because it's going to address a lot of the things people are saying. We're quite there, we're missing a little bit. It will be able to take what's in there right now and put in a lot of new stuff and fix a lot of those problems." Well, one can hope, but I think the issues I'm having with the game is too fundamental to change in a potential sequel. But if that time comes in probably 20 years from now, it's impossible to predict what the game will look like. But it's not all bad in the AAA industry either. Studios like From Software with Elden Ring have shown us that there's still room for bold, uncompromising visions. Games that challenge players and respect their intelligence, that trust players to find their own way, without holding their hand every step of the journey. And beyond the AAA industry, the indie scene is thriving. Games like Hades, Celeste and Hollow Knight prove that there's still a hunger for experiences driven by creativity and passion. While these developers don't have the budgets of the big studios, they bring the kind of freedom that fuels meaningful storytelling and innovative gameplay. As for the title of this video, once I started just ignoring the bad games and accepting that most of my favorite franchises were gone, basically. Sounds pretty sad, but that's when I started enjoying games again. There's a lot of focus on the bad that's happening in the scene, and I'm part of that too. I am making a video about it. But it's important to not only look at the bad, even if that's the easiest thing to do, and instead find other games you can enjoy. We are not at the point, thank God, where this is happening to every game. If that happens, then yes, we have a problem. It's mostly just the ones at the top, and it's a long way down, something they're feeling right now. Personally, I play a lot of games like Satisfactory, SnowRunner, Baldur's Gate of course, and I recently started another playthrough of Kingdom Come Deliverance in wait of KCD2 coming in February. Only thing that sucks is that it drops just 2 weeks before Monster Hunter Wilds. It's gonna be a busy start of the year. And that's also something, I want to play more games on the channel, like everything from the stupid $1 game I uploaded, but I want to make videos about the upcoming Monster Hunter Wilds and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for example. So if you have any suggestions for games you would like me to play, just throw it down there in the comment box. Games have changed, and sometimes it feels like we lost part of what made them special in this journey toward bigger budgets and higher profits. But for every game that feels empty, there's another one out there reminding us of why we fell in love with this medium in the first place. There's so much negativity out there nowadays, and I get it. It sucks seeing your favorite franchise getting ruined, and this doesn't mean we shouldn't voice our opinions. Constructive criticism is vital for growth, but some of these companies that are the worst offenders in ruining IPs are also often the biggest ones. They don't listen to you, they don't give a fuck about you. Not anymore. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that you should focus on finding games that make you happy and just ignore the ones that don't. The only thing we can do as consumers is A, stop buying games we don't even like, and B, just ignore them altogether. You will feel so much better, trust me. Head of Global Publishing Pete Hines said in an interview about Starfield, "I've been at this company for 24 years. We've shipped some garbage during that time. I know what it's like when you have a game that nobody cares about or is talking about. Trust me, you would kill for somebody to talk about you, even in a negative way, just to acknowledge that you exist. At the end of the day, people talking about you and being interested and speculating, it's because they care." Thanks for watching my little rant here, and let me know what game you're playing in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Kingdom